Rome thought they were invincible. Then, the barbarians showed up with weapons that changed everything. The Huns arrived in the 4th century with a weapon so devastating it forced the entire Roman military to adapt. The composite recurved bow. Made from wood, bone, horn, and sinew, this engineering marvel could strike a man dead from 80 yards away and almost never missed. While Roman archers struggled with simple wooden bows, Hun warriors fired from horseback at full gallop, raining death on legions that couldn't even get close enough to fight back. The Romans were so impressed, they abandoned their own archery technology and copied the Hunnic design. By the 8th century, this barbarian weapon formed the core of Byzantine military power, but the Huns weren't the only ones bringing innovation to the battlefield. In 378 CE, at the Battle of Adrianople, Gothic cavalry demonstrated a tactical revolution that would doom the Western Empire. Emperor Valens led 40,000 Roman soldiers against a Gothic force that seemed trapped behind their wagon fortress. The Romans thought victory was certain. They were wrong. Gothic cavalry, hidden from view, charged into the exposed Roman flanks with such ferocity that the legendary legions shattered. Valens himself died in the chaos. This wasn't about stirrups or superior equipment. The Goths won through pure tactical genius, surprise, and concentrated cavalry shock action against an exhausted enemy. The barbarians understood something Rome had forgotten: mobility wins wars. While Roman legions marched on foot, taking weeks to reach threatened frontiers, barbarian cavalry moved like lightning across the landscape. The Huns perfected hit-and-run tactics that kept Roman armies constantly off balance. They never won a battle against a full-strength Roman field army in open combat, but they didn't need to. They struck where Rome was weak, vanished before reinforcements arrived, and left devastation in their wake. Roman military doctrine, built on heavy infantry formations, simply couldn't adapt fast enough. The weapons themselves tell the story. Barbarian warriors wielded long spada swords, perfect for cavalry combat, while Roman gladii were designed for close-quarters infantry fighting. The Huns used lassos, a skill learned herding horses on the steppes, to brutally tear Roman soldiers from their mounts and drag them to death. They employed battering rams against Roman fortifications with devastating effect. Even their appearance became a weapon. Hun parents bound their children's heads, deforming their skulls into menacing shapes that struck terror into Roman hearts before battle even began. By the 5th century, Rome had no choice but to transform. Cavalry replaced infantry as the dominant force in Roman armies. The legions that conquered the Mediterranean world became obsolete, unable to counter the speed and firepower of mounted barbarian warriors. Gothic soldiers, once enemies, now filled entire Roman cavalry units. The empire that once defined military innovation was reduced to copying the very barbarians it had dismissed as primitive. The final irony? The barbarians didn't possess some magical technology. Their composite bows, cavalry tactics, and mobile warfare were simply better suited to the new reality of warfare. Rome's decline wasn't just about political corruption or economic collapse. It was about military obsolescence. The legions that terrified the ancient world couldn't adapt to enemies who refused to fight on Roman terms. In 410 CE, Alaric and his Goths sacked Rome itself. In 455, the Vandals did it again. The Eternal City, brought low by warriors it once considered beneath notice. The barbarian invasions proved that in warfare, innovation beats tradition. Every single time.